Hi, this is video 3 of potentially 24 videos. I don't know exactly. It may end up with more than that. So these are the postures which are inside of the Tai Chi forms. Most of the movements are quite common across from style to style. There may be a difference in how it's executed. Me primarily, I do Chang Tai Chi. And so with that, we have our own way that we also do the same postures. And at the same time, we also incorporate leg skills, or Tui Fa. And so we're going to look at Repulse the monkey today, or step back to Repulse the monkey. It's a very common move, and it's usually in pretty much all long forms and most of the short routines. So with Repulse monkey, usually one foot's forward, one hand's forward, one hand's back. And I'm going to step back with my lead leg, my rear hand will go out, and the lead hand will go back like this. Right? And please understand, if you're watching this, I'm not trying to do these postures, like I'm trying to, some competition or demonstration. I'm just showing the basic mechanics of the movement. So it moves like this, right? So, but the way that we're going to see it is we're going to see it with a wider base, a narrower, wider stance, a narrower stance, and we're also going to utilize the leg in different ways. So, first, we're going to look at just coming up on the ball of the foot, and I'm going to bend this back leg so that when I slide through, I pull up and I change. Okay? Again, slide through. Slide through. Slide through. So if you're new to Tai Chi, it could be any age. Like say you've come to it because you went to physical therapy and you still want to keep making some improvements in your body because you maybe had a knee injury or a hip or something like that, and you've gone through PT and you want to keep that going. Or maybe you're older and you're looking for an activity, or you're younger and you're looking for an activity, but you also want to do self-defense. So we all want to start with the same fundamental movements. So again, sliding through. Now, I can do it by picking the foot. So I'm going to raise the foot in this way, like this. I'm not going to lock the knee though. Alright, so I'm here, I pick the foot up, and as I step back, I change. I lift, and I step back. I lift, and I step back. Now look, you can look back here, like some styles do this. Let's see, if you're looking at it from an application standpoint, and someone was in front of you, and you're attached to them, looking back here may not be the most advantageous thing, right, to do this. You don't really want to take your eye off of the person if possible, right? It looks great, but with Chang Tai Chi, we do our Tai Chi in a more practical way. In other words, we try to not to incorporate movements other than their usefulness, right? So again, we have sliding through. There, I bring the hands to my ear. And if you think about it, the arms are in front of me, even when I'm here. It looks like the arm's making this big move. In reality, it's my torso that's turning. All right? And we have lifting. And now we're going to turn the foot somewhat to the side, and then we're going to drop back. So here, I'm going to lift the foot, and then I'm going to drop back. So each of these movements would have we'll say a different application point if you're doing it for self-defense. If you're doing it for health and wellness, say you're, I don't know, 68 and you picked up Tai Chi, the great thing about utilizing these leg skills is that it keeps helping to strengthen my legs, my core, my balance, my overall body structure. They're really good for that. So again, slide, lift, turn in, and drop out, right? Now, we have raising the knee, right? So I'm going to pull the knee up, and then as I sit back, I raise the knee, I step back. I raise the knee, I step back. I raise the knee, and I step back. Some of the older Tai Chi styles, you will see knee lifting pieces like that. If you put it into context, that I think he's doing this and he's using this to help him to generate force as he drives back. This one here where I cock the foot, kind of the same thing, but it helps him to use his hip power, rotate the foot. Okay, now we have hooking the leg, right? This is definitely a leg skill. And again, one of my students, Roy, he's 76, and he's doing all of these additional movements. And he's been working on Tai Chi for a couple of years. He can definitely raise the leg to do these, and the piece that we're fixing to do, he's working on this right now, and that's great. That's a testament to his effort and the time that he's putting into it. But he also wants to really improve his overall leg strength, his balance, all of those things. So if you put this piece into context, you would be hooking around the person's leg, you have their arm, you hook the leg and you're pushing them down, right? Hooking and pushing them down. Hooking and pushing them down. So we're going to do that same movement, but with the movement before, the knee lift, and then setting it back down in a controlled fashion, right? So in the beginning, if you decide you want to try this movement, just to your side, right? Just hook and plant the foot. Just kind of get the basic mechanics of the movement. Then later, I'm going to hook. I try to control my body structure, so you like this. And then look, I'm going to pick it and I'm going to drop it back down. Right? So I hook, I pivot, I put it back down. I hook, I pivot, and I put it back down. Hook, pivot, put it back down. That may seem out of, wow, that's really hard. Say you're Roy's age, I was just talking about. Again, he's 76. It's, yes, it's a challenge, but that's kind of what the whole thing is, right? If you're just going to learn this routine and you don't try to improve beyond just to do a routine, then it won't have a lot of long-term staying power for you in some situations. And if you want to learn the application of it, being able to hook and put the person down, instead of just pushing or pulling, again, you incorporate the two aspects together. That's really what the leg skills are. A push or a pull and incorporate a leg. And then that leg becomes the push or the pull to make the push and the pull to execute the movement. I'm going to do it again, and this time, as I hook it, I'm going to go back to that knee raise. I'm going to bring it back up, and then I'm going to place it down. Here, here, and here, right? Here, here, here. Here, here, here. So back to what I was saying earlier, something like this, right? You must see us do that in Chang Tai Chi. The movements are more, they're more simplistic, right? And it's actually if you're older and you're working on all of these things that, in a lot of ways that helps you to get to it quicker. Application-wise, I want this most simplest and the most direct action I can do to defend myself, right? Where Chang becomes more complex is when we incorporate legs or some of the combinations of movements that we do and how we execute them. But the overall general movement is more simple, right? And then the complexity comes about through movements like this, right? Like, so again, I hook, I go forward, I bring the knee back up, and then I place. I hook, I bring it back up, and I place. I hook, I bring it back up, and I place. I'm not saying that, if you're older that you're going to do that, okay? You may not want to do that. But these more, we'll say, execution of these other movements, you should really try to push yourself, even if you're, 60s, 70s. Of course, this is kind of standard fare. This is pretty standard fare. This is not really a standard fare. And then, of course, this isn't either, raising the knee, but this is really good to be able to, one, the ability to, if you're younger, walking backwards doesn't seem like a big deal to you, but say you're, late 60s or 70s, walking backwards may seem a little problematic, right? Maybe your stability's not there, or your balance, and you're kind of concerned. But training these movements, right? The whole objective of this series of videos is more, yes, we want to learn the form. And, you can see videos on my YouTube channel over the forms. At this point, there's one, and there's several other forms, and you will see those over the next few months if you follow my channel. But if I break the movement down, and I do the specific ones in drills like this, I can really dig into the movement and try to enhance the ability of that movement, to do the movement within my form. Now, I will say, like raising the leg and stuff like that, that's more like not in the original long form. Those things aren't shown, okay? But then after that, yes, of course. But being able to do this, walking backwards, is great. Lifting the leg, we all should be able to do that. Turning the foot in, should all be able to do that. And raising the knee. And with this one, with the difference in the width of the stance, I'm using a narrow stance here, right? And you see, I'm just going to slide through, and my body is really upright. If I use a longer stance or a lighter stance to do the same thing, you see how I'm still, my torso is still upright, but now I've rolled my hip and my body is kind of more folded in. You can do either one or both of them. It doesn't matter. But if you're trying to progress and you want to get something out of it, well, instead of us having our baseline here, if we can do these other moves and increase our strength and our balance and our stability or mobility, it's worthwhile doing it, right? The other thing too is sometimes it takes a long time to, we'll say, learn a form, okay? And the person right away, if I teach them fundamental footwork, Tai Chi walking, moving forward, moving back, lifting the leg up, all of those things, and they start learning these postures, they learn a posture, they can practice this one piece over and over at home if they want. Because a lot of the body mechanics of this posture are the same as this posture, etc. So yes, this is one of the only movements you say that moves backwards, right? But all of the other stuff about engaging the hip or lifting the leg and working on my stability and balance. Those attributes, I need them for pretty much everything in the Tai Chi. And for my day-to-day living, I need those same things, right? I need the balance. I need to be able to walk backwards or lift my leg up sometimes or turn around, or whatever it may be. So anyway, I guess that's the best I can say on this particular move. If you look at some of my application videos over, like say, this posture, you can get a better understanding of what am I, what's he doing with, when he's doing this action, right? That kind of stuff like that. What is that? And you can watch those to get that. Also, some of the Swajal videos that I have, you can watch them and see how these things merge together. Again, Chang's Tai Chi is Tai Chi infused with Sui Jiao, primarily. Sui Jiao is the oldest form of Chinese martial arts, we'll say. And its emphasis is placed on throws. And so it's the merging of the two ideas is excellent for self-defense and also just for overall, body balance and range of motion and mobility, all that stuff. And that's not unique, meaning if we look at Sun style, right? Sun Tai Chi is Tai Chi infused with Bai Hua and Xinin. And you can say that pretty much about all of the Tai Chi systems. There is a baseline, and then there is other actions that are potentially part of it, right? So you have this method, and then you have other actions to emphasize or to enhance the other postures. So there's another video series that I'm going to do too that's over the throw postures, we'll say, right? We'll say it like that. And that one's going to be 2 or 3 dozen also. And so you might want to check that out. And if you're younger and you're doing Tai Chi for self-defense, those moves are excellent. If you're older and you're doing Tai Chi more for body maintenance and health, they're also excellent because of what they get you to do. They get you to lift the leg, turn the body, twist, sing, all of the same attributes. So just an additional enhancement feature. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. And like I said, don't push yourself. If you can do, like in this situation, we have close to half a dozen different ways to execute the movement. But start slow. And when you feel confident in the movement and you think you want to add an additional aspect for your training, then do it like that. But don't put yourself into a state where you feel like you must do this to accomplish something. That's how people, either the movement gets really degraded, or that's when we can lose our stability or hurt ourselves or something like that. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. Thank you.